Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're back with another build challenge, and this is probably the hardest one I've ever tried to attempt so far. We're doing the recreating a real life floor plan challenge, and for this challenge I kind of chose a bigger build than I'm used to. We're building a cottage, and I will show you guys the full floor plan before we get into it. But before we get into it, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments or suggestions you may have in the comment section down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into the video. Okay, so this is the cabin that I'm planning on building. It's called the South Carolina Log Home Floor Plan by Golden Eagle Log and Timber Homes. So you can find this and actually do it for yourself. So this is what it looks like from the outside. This is the back, and then the inside is gorgeous too. And I'm going to keep this tab open for you guys so you can see how I'm building side by side. So this is the main level floor plan, and this is the lower level. So I'm going to do two levels here. It's technically like a basement and a main level. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the floor plan speed build and let me know how you guys like it. Okay, so you can see I have my little floor plan here. I started obviously building the walls, and I was trying to follow as closely as I could to what the lower level actually looked like. And I shrunk it into the ground so that it kind of looked like there was going to be a deck on the main level. I didn't want it to be a full basement, but I didn't want it to be main level with the ground. So I shrunk it all the way down. I had a hard time, like I kept adjusting things, the walls, to make it perfect with the floor plan because it's actually harder than I expected to do the floor plan. I thought this was going to be a breeze because everything is laid out for you, but it was not. Then the roofing was an issue too because this roof actually had a few different pieces on it. I was kind of trying to figure out how I could do like a driveway because this build had a huge garage at the bottom of it. So I shrunk that down as well, and then I kind of had stairs like leading out of it. So that was a problem in itself. Like this is a build that I've never really tried to create. Like little aspects in this build were different than what I was used to. So like I've never done this lower level kind of style thing. So even just getting the stairs out of there was really tricky for me, but we made it work in the long run. I think it turned out pretty cool. I had a hard time finding railings that worked with this, and honestly, like textures and styles that I wanted for this country home. I know we have a lot of like country items and country style like packs, like Cats and Dogs has a lot of country things, which I used a lot, but I couldn't find the textures that I wanted. Like I had a really hard time finding the log cabin style that I wanted for the outside, but that's a whole different story. The floor plan was actually pretty easy to follow. Once I had like the basic foundation of where things would go, I feel like I could follow this pretty well, especially for the downstairs. It was pretty easy. We had like the utility room, a wine room, the garage took up like most of it, and then there's a bedroom downstairs. All of the bedrooms in this build had like walk-in bathrooms and closets and things like that, so that was kind of fun to build as well. And then we had like the gaming area to the side and the family room. But yeah, this is just me laying out the basic foundation for in here. The doors was another issue. You're gonna see the doors and the wallpaper and the flooring change like a million times throughout this because I just couldn't decide what I wanted to keep. I added in lighting. The front door was another issue that I had because I just couldn't find this style. Like country style is not my thing to begin with. So trying to find things that matched a country style was a difficult but fun task. This is where I was trying to find like the log cabin style vibe, and I couldn't find the proper wallpaper to do it. Like there is one that they have in the game, but the lighting looked kind of weird with it, so I just went with this brown like siding. I did a dark roof for this build, and I put the dark trim around as well. I was having a hard time trying to find the trim to separate like the deck to make that white line kind of disappear, but we ended up finding it, and I just kind of filled it out to make it look a little bit more finished. Adding the columns as well, there was a lot of columns. I didn't really need them per se for the build to work, but it looked a little weird with the deck like floating. So I kind of had to just add these columns in to make it look obviously like the house is being held up by these columns. And I think they kind of added to the style as well, that like country style cabiny vibes. I don't know, the house that I was building had a lot of them around as well, so I kind of just tossed these in everywhere that I could, everywhere that I kind of saw fit. And then at the bottom I just kind of punched out a little area so I could put more columns down there so it looked like those were holding up the building. And I also added that brick around the bottom and on the roof because in the build it also had that separation. It was like the basement was made of brick and then there was like the log area of the outside of the house. The windows are really fun. I was kind of hoping that I could do more of that open style for the roof, like the hangover deck in the back, but I couldn't technically like do that style. The inside of the roof was really annoying to me. Like I could see inside through the build in that little roof area and it really bothered me and I tried my best to fix it, but I feel like it's only noticeable if you're really looking. I'm hoping it's only noticeable if you're like really looking. The windows, I wanted it to be pretty open because you are going onto the water. The scenery around you is beautiful and it's pretty private, so there were a lot of windows happening in this build. I don't know, I feel like the back I wanted to be wide open, so we went with that. I did some terrain paint leading up to the build and I added a chimney. This was me trying to hide that like awkward little part that I was talking about in the roof. I was hoping that it would go through that little part there and all of my issues would go away, but it didn't happen like that. But I did try. I was hoping that I would kind of be able to like bring it down, but it didn't work. I was adding just little details on here and I kind of changed the flooring color again in hopes that this would work. And I made like a little makeshift chimney underneath. I don't know. I feel like it helped a little bit, but not too much. You can still see in there that little part, and I couldn't figure out a way to fix this. If you guys know, please let me know. I added two really large doors at the back, just so you can kind of go onto the deck. They did get in the way eventually, like when I was trying to decorate in the living room and stuff. I wished I didn't have such big doors, but it worked. It ended up looking kind of cool in the end anyway. Oh, I also added this like trim around the columns and under the roof and stuff. Well, I don't really know what those are called, but it added like this trim under the roof that kind of added to the style that I was going for. I added lighting, again, just very like farmhouse style lighting. And I don't know, at night, this build ended up looking really cute. And oh, I also did this weird thing where I added lights underneath the roof. I don't know, at nighttime, again, this kind of just added to it. I wanted it to look lit up. Like if you were coming in from a boat, like on a boat, you would be able to see this cottage all lit up and beautiful. I don't know. I thought it just kind of looked a little cool at nighttime to add those under there. The flooring in this house was the death of me. I changed this flooring so many times. I was going with that like yellowy, orangey style like wood, but I really didn't like it. I tried not to stray too far from it. Like the wallpaper and the flooring change in this build 1,000 times. So if you see that, just don't mind me. I was really trying to just make it work with my taste as well as the country style. So we don't end up going with this like orangey style that you see right now. See, I'm like filtering through all of these different, trying everything out here. I added doors. Again, like in this build, everything was kind of the same color. Like the doors, everything was the same style wood, but I felt like this kind of looked strange. I know this is like the cabin style, but I just felt like it was weird. So I added different doors. I ended up changing those too. But yeah, then I started to decorate. There were a few different bedrooms. I think this build ended up having 3 bedrooms. So, and each one had a bathroom. So there was a lot of rooms for me to decorate in this build. I kind of went fast through this speed build part, but I will show you guys at the end fully how it looks. I'll do a full walkthrough, like slowed down so you can see what I actually did. But I was just trying to keep with the country style in this bathroom. This one had a shower, and then I went to the other master, which also had a shower, but I threw a bathtub in here. I was thinking this could maybe be like a couple's bedroom slash bathroom. This was the biggest one in the house, so I end up adding a shower, 2 sinks I think, and a bathtub as well. This one has the double bed. This is the only bedroom that had the double bed, so I was kind of picturing like a big family, maybe like an older family where the kids have grown up, maybe they're teenagers, but they still have like the single bed in the other bedrooms, so maybe that would be the parents' room. The dining room, this area with the windows, like this octagon style area, was supposed to be the dining room, and I switched this back and forth between having the full kitchen in there and the dining room kind of pulled back out a million times, but I ended up keeping the dining room style like it is right now, with the circle dining table by the windows, and the kitchen kind of ends up being where it is now as well, but it took me a while to get here. I had to have the fireplace. Obviously we have the chimney right there. I end up having the fireplace downstairs as well. I think it's really cute putting the TV above, so I put the TV up there. I put these end tables. I was trying to keep with the plaid theme, but It didn't really work for me. I don't think I ended up keeping the plaid in the main room. Maybe I did. I can't really remember. We'll see at the end of the build. Down here was the utility room. This would be like a tool shop for maybe a father or a mother who likes to do building and hardworking. So I put that downstairs. Again, after I put all of the basics in my house, I like to decorate after. So this is me kind of trying to make sense of this bathroom. This bedroom here, I feel like is the less rustic style that I was going for. It's kind of a little bit more of like a modern country build. Then downstairs, I had a lot of fun because this house came with like a game room. So the game room looks kind of lame right now, but I ended up changing it. At the end of the build, I had this machine in here. We ended up putting a foosball table, a dartboard, and I think I stuck a chess table down there at the end of it as well. This house also came with a wine room, a wine cellar downstairs. So I added the wine coolers and I had like these clutter items of like wine bottles and things like that I added down there just to kind of make it look like it was more lived in, like a wine cellar that was well used. The garage was tough for me because ideally I would want to put like cars in there, but we do have cars, but it didn't make sense. They wouldn't be able to get out of the garage. So I just added like jet skis and little boats. They live on the water, so it makes sense that they would maybe pull these out in the winter or in the summer or something. And then down here is where we made kind of a smaller bedroom as well, just a one bedroom or one bed, single bedroom. I had originally put two in here, but it looked a little too squishy for my liking. This had a big walk-in closet in there as well, and just a bathroom leading obviously before the bedroom. So I end up deleting this one bed and just keeping the other one. But we put just a shower down here, just a basic little bathroom. I feel like downstairs the bedroom wasn't as exciting as the other two. Then we had this seasons room, like a Four Seasons room, I think it was called, where it was just like a sitting area. So I just added like a little couch and a couple chairs where you could maybe go in there, read a book, maybe like a little conversation room kind of style thing. Yeah, this is where I feel like the build started coming together. This is where everything kind of clicked. For me, sometimes it takes a little while to get to that point. This build ended up taking me like multiple hours to complete. I'm used to like tiny homes. I've been doing tiny trailers a lot recently. So a home this large was a struggle, but it was a fun experience for me. I am not good at filling these up because I like clutter and it's hard to clutter a very big house. But I feel like it ended up okay. I added just these little decorative items like this little desk here with just like some cute little things on it. I think this is closer to the style that we ended up going for. Yeah, this kitchen and the dining room ended up staying pretty much like that. Now we're getting into where the living room actually looked like. I added little pillows, little decoration items here and there. I did want this to look lived in. I wanted it to look like this cottage was well used because this is going to be a very expensive cottage and these people hopefully get a lot of use out of it. So yeah, I was just adding plants, trying to pull the rooms together, adding rugs. I wanted it to be a very cozy, very comforting feeling coming into this place, adding bookshelves here and there, just kind of things to make the place come together. Then I moved into the bedrooms. I was trying to make this one kind of had more of like a feminine vibe, maybe. It was just, I don't know, it was different than the other bedrooms. But I was just adding these little cluttered decorative items, little like perfume bottles and things like that. I added a lot of plants in this build. Obviously, I feel like plants bring the room together. If you see my builds, you know how much I love to use a lot of plants. So you can see I was filtering through. I had a lot of decisions. I kind of, whenever I found something that worked, would stick it somewhere and then come back to it. The downstairs little like den area kind of ended up being one of my favorite rooms in the house. I had a bit of a hard time getting there because basements I don't ever put into my game. So it was kind of weird, but it looked more of like an antique style, like an older country style room, which honestly is what I was going for in the beginning. We kind of strayed from that a little bit, but this room downstairs looks like, I don't know, like an older vibe. Like it would be the kind of basement you would have at your grandparents' house, who was very scholarly, liked to read, had like a big library of books. So downstairs looks so cozy to me. I don't know if it was the lighting that I added or I don't know, the clutter items that I used, but downstairs just looks like you would take a nap on that couch. I didn't put a TV down here. I wanted it to just be like a very peaceful, quiet area right next to the game room, which I ended up putting like an archway to kind of separate because I wanted to keep that vibe. You can't see it here, but eventually we do add that kind of separation. And then down here, I also just added different lighting. I added these hanging lights, which I also kind of felt like pulled together just with the lighting, the color of the lighting maybe brought that warmer vibe to this style of home. Then we added this rock garden outside. I was trying to, because the terrain, the way it went down, I felt like looked kind of strange. So I was trying to hide it the best I could with plants and bushes and things that I kind of just wanted to hide that little area. So I tried to use the hedges as much as I could. I made rock gardens all the way around the like driveway area too, because I felt like it would be weird to add a fence, but I didn't want it to seem like you could just fall down there because it would be a pretty big drop. So yeah, I just added these bush flowers around. I didn't want it to be too colorful. Judging by the area around, it was a lot of like grass, a lot of bush style plants. So I didn't want to go too vibrant with like all of the plant options that we could have from like the jungle pack and stuff like that. So I just left it pretty rustic, pretty like rural kind of plants. And then I don't know, I felt like this is where the outside started to come together too. I feel like once you add the landscaping, everything comes together like you wanted it to for the outside. I added a barbecue. Obviously, I feel like this house would have a big barbecue. I added like a little seating area, a little dining area, and kind of like a cozy couch area that you could come and just look out on the water and kind of hang out maybe with a drink out there or something like that. I added this little desk out here and I think I put like a bottle on here and like a tea set so you could come out here and have a cup of tea. I don't know. I feel like the outside had to be as cozy as the inside as well. So I added plants and things that kind of gave that feeling out here. I also felt like this bottom area looked a little empty. So I tried to add vines to pull it together and make it look not so like empty and like, I don't know. I feel like it would be maybe a little overgrown down there. So this is where I added the rock garden, the kind of rock barrier, I guess, if you will. And yeah, I just threw these random plants in here. I don't know. I feel like it looked really pretty at the end. I was pretty happy with the landscaping and everything. I will show you what it ended up looking like because I feel like how it ended is a little different than how it looked in the speed build. So I will show you guys. We'll do a quick walkthrough in real time. We'll slow it down here for you guys. Okay, I am not used to filming speed builds, so when I do have to do the voiceover for them, I feel like I'm going so fast, I'm so tired. So now we're slowed back down. I built this house in Windenburg. It ended up being $139,354. So let's go look at it. I'm really excited to show you guys how it ended up. Okay, so this ended up being the outside of the build. You can see like when you're walking up, you'd be going through the trees. It's a very private little cottage back here. There are some things I kind of want to change about it, and I feel like I could keep playing with this forever, but this is the outside. I added the little well over there. I think I did more landscaping than I showed you guys in the speed build. This is the side. I added a couple little things here and there, just some flowers and bushes and things like that. And then this is the back of the outside here. I feel like the inside is where we really shine though. So I think I guess we'll start with the entrance areas here. So you'll come in, and then on the left here is your little bedroom. So you would come in. Maybe this is like a teenager's room. Maybe this is like a guest room. Any random sim that you're having over to your little cottage. Again, pretty cozy. I went with like orangey and brown colors for in here. I like the pattern on the bed. The bathroom, pretty basic. All of the bathrooms are kind of boring. I felt like I wanted to decorate elsewhere, but just a shower in here. And then you would go back out to the hallway, and then we're in this little like seating area. This is the like seasons room, I guess you would call it. You have a beautiful view out there. You can see the deck, and you can see, I guess you could spy on that cottage over there. You can see the trees. This is like just a little conversation room, I guess. You would come in here, maybe put your shoes on before you go out the door or something. Then you walk in, there's this little mirror area, little desk area with some clutter items on there, a little bookshelf. There's a lot of custom content in this build as well, so I will put this on the gallery, but just know there are some things that I felt like would kind of add here that are custom content. But there's this little seating area, pillows are custom content. This rug, I feel like pulled together everything. But there's the fireplace and the television. Again, big, beautiful windows, big, beautiful doors here that you can go out onto your patio. And then this is how the kitchen turned out. I'm super happy with the kitchen dining room area. I think that's my favorite part of the upstairs. I don't normally do this circle style dining room, but I like how it turned out. We have this little thing here, which is kind of like a country style thing for sure, with your plates and everything in there. The chickens, cow pictures, menu style items. I don't know, I put like a little mug here. It looks like a little lived in. These cutting boards are my favorite. I've used these in other builds before. They are custom as well, but they are just so perfect for the build here. But yeah, this is that area here. Then we go into the bedroom. This is more of like the cozy, like feminine bedroom that we ended up with. I put, again, some custom things on the walls, little pictures here. This little cactus, I was like, this is perfect for this room. Just little clutter items, flip-flops on the floor, and the little mirror with my little floofies that I love putting in my builds. The double bathroom with the double sink here, shower and bathtub. Pretty big bathroom if you ask me. That is it for the upstairs, I think. This is the deck area as well, which you guys pretty much saw in the speed build. Then we can go downstairs, and I didn't show you guys, but I did put this little desk underneath the stairs. It was just empty feeling when I finished the build. I was kind of feeling like it was just an empty space that needed something, so I put that desk there. I put this little flower shelf. Then you can see this is pretty much just like the speed build showed as well, the fireplace and the cozy little area down here. I should have lit the fireplace for this. This is a game room. I ended up going with like a black wood for down here, but you can see I put up some posters, the little chest table in here. This is kind of cool, little shelf with some lights, and I think I put a lava lamp. Yeah, there's a lava lamp in the corner there, but I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a fun little room that you could have. The garage, pretty boring in here, just the boats and stuff like we talked about. The wine and utility room are pretty much the same. The bedroom in here turned out kind of cute. I feel like this would be maybe like a teen room as well. The walk-in closet here, and then there's kind of like a hallway. I don't know, the floor plan had this, so I just kept it in there. You can go to the bathroom this way, and then you get to the bedroom, but the bathroom, I had a hard time decorating this. I put this flower on the wall. We have, again, some more custom content and stuff. Just a shower down here. But yeah, I feel like that's it for this build. Let me know what you guys think. This is, like I said, definitely the hardest build challenge I've ever done. I learned a lot while doing this with the terrain and things like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this build. Let me know if you've done something similar to this, and let me know any more build challenges you want me to do. I will see you guys in the next video. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave any comments or suggestions you may have in the comment section down below. If you're looking for more build challenges to watch, I will link that playlist down below so you can binge those as well, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!